a little bit scares me because that's like the whole, like, I feel like AI almost, I don't know, because it's scary. Because if you say everything has to be open source like that, that's where it gets really dangerous because the worst people in the world will now have access and they can do whatever they want, look up whatever they want. And like, that's the fucking Pandora's box. Is like, how much freedom do you want to allow people before you say, okay, we need some security again, we need some safety again? And how much safety do you want where we say, okay, we need some freedom? And it's a scary world because a lot of like, basically there's two sides on the political agenda. They're saying, I want all the freedom. And the other side saying, no, whoa, we want all the security. And we're down to let everyone else tell us exactly what we want to do. They will make all the rules. We'll just be here. And that turns into 1984. I don't like that. But then you look at the other way and you're like, wow, that might burn down the world. So I'm scared. I would rather us have the freedom and like live in a more dangerous world than have, no freedom and be controlled by everything. I would rather have the first, but that's, I don't know. That's a big topic. And I don't know if we're 5 years away or 1 year away or 50. Like I know it's in our lifetime though. Like that's why it's important to me to think about and talk about. Cause if all the things that we think might be too far away, like I hear a lot of people saying that's not going to happen in our lifetime for certain things that are technology and innovation. I'm like, fam, y'all don't realize this is the golden age. Like we are skyrocketing. Like things are moving faster than anything in the history of human civilization ever. And stuff's going to happen in our lifetime. And it's going to be stuff that we never expected. I mean, imagine when you were 12, someone says, yo, you're going to buy a literal picture and that just the picture is going to be worth this one. You'd be like, that doesn't even, huh? Like what? Like that wouldn't even, that's not even on your radar. And like, that'll be the kind of things. And like, imagine from where we're at now to what we're going to see in 100 years, like that stuff makes me crazy. And then we're going to be living probably past 100 years. So it's
even when you were 12, imagine if I said to you then that you'd be sitting here, a normal guy who's able to broadcast as if you've got a television studio. You can broadcast to the entire world. You'll be sitting opposite a guy who's living in South Africa, and you'll be talking in front of people live, seeing each other, broadcasting it. You tell me I was on another planet. I mean, even what we're doing now, 15 years ago, was like, oh, you're going to be kidding with me. I mean, so yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, I do think that it's very difficult. We saw with FTX straight away, everyone's like, where was government? Then you're like, hold on a second. The whole thing about crypto and everything is that we want to handle this ourselves. But then when you lose $1 million in Bitcoin, or when you lose your seed phrase to your MetaMask wallet, you're like, okay, what's the call center number? Yeah. Like, hold on, you can't have it both ways. It's got to be one or the other, because by definition, the second you control it, it's no longer decentralized, and the second you don't control it, it's no longer centralized. You can't have it both ways.
When you get hacked, it's like that, dude. When you get hacked and you lose a big NFT,
you want help.
You find you find out what you're really here for. You find out if you actually care or not. When I lost my World of Women, the moment I lost it, I accepted it. Like I remember vividly going, and then being like, oh my god, I can't believe that. Then I was just like, damn. And I didn't like, that was like, everything just dissipated instantly. And I was like, well, I better make a video on how to like have someone else not do this. But like, there was no thought in my head of like, someone else should be, this is not, it was like, bro, I clicked on that fucking link and there is nothing else, period. Like, that's it. There's end of discussion. I clicked the link. I lost it. Done. That's really believe in this stuff. And if you're about it.
I agree. But the challenge is that if it's like that, do we have a chance of mass adoption? Look, the answer might be that we don't need mass adoption, and that's not what it's meant for. That's fine. But I'm saying, if we're saying that, and we are saying this, I'm saying that blockchain technology is the future. It's the future of business. It's the future of things, the way things are done, and all of that. If that's what I want to see to fruition, that everything is based on blockchain. When I buy a house, when I buy a car, when I get married, when I buy a watch, all those certificates are on the blockchain. When I go to Starbucks, it's already happening. When I buy a ticket to my favorite concert, it's an NFT. If that's what it is, we need to break down these barriers, because if guys like you and me and Crypto Dream can all be hacked and lose all of our assets, imagine your grandmother, your mother, my mother, the average person who now we're trying to onboard. How can we onboard them if it's the wild west? So it's a dichotomy. It's,
also
do we want this to be?
conceptual like example, like I saw Prada says you got hacked. Like, I did get hacked and I did lose that NFT, but I was using that as like an example of like a concept of like when you, how do I say this? Like, it's not black and white, like you were saying. It's not black or white. And it's not this or that. And every single situation is the same. And you're right. If you can lose something on the blink of an eye like that, it probably won't get mass adopted. I was more using an example of like if you choose to say I would rather have more autonomy, then you can't get mad when you're the one who fucks it up, and then you get mad at governments or something. Like
more anonymity and
exactly. You have to pick one, and you find out whether or not you're really about it when you do lose it, because you say, "Oh, no, maybe I'm not really about it because like I'm mad and I want this shit back, and it shouldn't be my fault." And you find, okay, well, all right, now I know, you know. But for me, I knew, like in the same way that I knew with content, like I'm here to stay. I've been through every single wave. There's many opportunities I could have left, many opportunities where it probably would have even been beneficial from a monetary situation for me to leave and get a normal job kind of thing. But I found out, I'm like, no, I really do like it here. I'm still here. I'm posting more content. We're both posting more content than 90% of people out there. And you do find out if you like it. So that's more what I meant there. But
yeah, for sure. And it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And we're both going to be covering it every single week together.
crypto
So we will see how it plays out.